It's your future. Own it.
The Bert Show on all the hits Q100.
I had a friend actually on a trip to Dallas. It was a guy's trip to Dallas, and like 7 of us went, and most of us were married, and there were a couple of single guys. And the single guy wanted to try that theory out, so he took one of my married friend's rings and put it on for the weekend just to see if more chicks would come on to him and stuff.
He just borrowed it?
He borrowed the ring, and he lost it.
Lost the ring?
He lost the ring.
Did he win the bet, though?
No. He was never going to happen for him. Anything he tried, he was never going to ever be able to pick up on chicks.
He wasn't a good guy to test that theory then.
No, it was really bad. It didn't help for him at all. Not even a little bit. At 7:59 now on Q100. It seems to me like, and we're going to get into the whole paparazzi and magazine stuff here, that anytime you open up a magazine, there's Nick Lachey, and he's in Cabo San Lucas one week, and he is in Costa Rica next week. The day after that, he's at a VIP party in Los Angeles. A, it's good to be Nick Lachey, but B, what are we not seeing on a day to day, or is that your life?
No, that's all I do, really.
It really looks like
vacation and party, and I have no meaningful job or.
Because to me, I mean, it is like one big beer commercial.
No, it's
like you're hanging out in the best scenarios. Man, you're half naked.
That's what
all
I've been
the time.
reduced to. I'm one big beer commercial. No, it's all that stuff is manipulated in those magazines and on those TV shows, and you always have to take all that with a grain of salt. And they say, oh, here's Nick and Vanessa at the airport. Well, we could actually be at the airport flying to do something business oriented, and we could be going to New York to take meet. It's not like we're always out doing this whole thing. I think. We have the same birthday, so we took a little birthday trip, and then you're into New Year's, and you take a New Year's trip, and so I think all that stuff's a little exaggerated.
Who handles the paparazzi better, you or Vanessa?
I think we both do a pretty good job at this point. Not that we didn't for a while. It's just it's a learning process. It's there's nothing about that scenario that's normal or feels normal. So it takes a while to get used to it, and you never really get used to it, but you just have to learn to ignore it.
How much time and energy is spent avoiding paparazzi?
A lot,
really,
a lot, and it's kind of like a balancing act. If I can avoid them, I will at all costs. But at the same time, if you allow yourself to get consumed with it, and all of a sudden your life's being governed by these guys chasing, it's just not worth it. You got to live your life and do your own thing.
Do you always sort of have like a subconscious guard up, though? I mean, because they've taken pictures of you in the oddest places, man. That one in Cabo seemed like it came off a yacht like a half a mile away. You think you're getting privacy. Where can you turn?
I guess the safe thing to do is always assume someone's watching you. You know what I mean? It's sad, but true. And you just have to live your life that way. But you also have to live your life. You can't be someone you're not because you're worried about being photographed. I mean, that would be a miserable existence, I think so.
Where's the strangest place that you found a photographer lurking to try to get a picture?
Years ago, there was a guy in a tree, in the next yard over. We were renting a house, and he was in the next yard over in a tree, and I was talking to my dad on the phone. I look up, and there's this guy, and he looks at me and just kind of shrugs his shoulders like, hey, what do you want me to do?
That's my job.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so... those guys, it's for them. It's a balancing act too. They figure, oh well, I could get a ticket for this, or I could get possibly arrested for this, but then I could also sell that picture for X amount of dollars. So it's risk, versus reward for them.
Do you know how much a picture of you goes for? And do you get competitive with other celebrities?
I think I'm up to about $25 a picture.
Oh,
Nick Lachey,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what. You hear these numbers, these big exaggerated numbers, and obviously the more special occasions, a wedding or something in first baby or stuff like that, pictures go for a lot more. But
because I'd be mad if I was a Hollywood celebrity and Kevin Federline started getting more than me. I'd be like, hold on a minute, I gotta marry me a crazy.
Come on, man. Federline's like Father of the Year now,
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Only Britney Spears can make you look like Father of the Year, right? Have you ever called like a photographer after a picture that was obviously off limits? And again, I'll bring back the Cabo ones, man. I mean, those were raw, Like, did you ever pick up the phone and go, what? How about just a little privacy, please?
Who am I going to call?
You don't even know where it came from, right?
And who's going to care?
Yeah.
But if you do that, then they record the phone call, and then they sell that for twice as much as the pictures went for. That's why. Isn't that why they try to egg people on to get them to like grab the camera lens?
I tell you the real phenomena now is now you've got these this TMZ show, and you've got guys running around Los Angeles with video cameras on their shoulders. But it's not just as if they're documenting what happens. They're trying to incite you to get footage. I mean, it's they're not just documenting reality. They're trying to create reality. So, I mean, at what point does it become, way over the line? I mean, that's just, I got guys trying to pick fights with me just so when I go to swing at them, they get the footage of that and then they edit it up so you look like, you were trying to start something with them. It's just, it's way, it's way out of control. But
give us a little insight on one instance that might have happened. Like maybe you were getting into a car and somebody yelled something at you, and you kind of just felt like that was purposely said. So I take a swing at this guy. Oh,
I got off the plane. Vanessa and I got off a plane at LAX. We were coming down the escalator, and the paparazzi just starts in on her and started saying stuff that you wouldn't say about anybody's girlfriend, and you certainly wouldn't say about someone you don't know.
Just about how she looked or whatever.
Oh, just I won't even get into it, but I mean ridiculous things, and he was way over the line. Yeah, and just in
hopes that you'll defend her.
Exactly, and he's standing there in front of me, and I got a video camera over here on the left. And, he's documenting the whole thing, hoping I take a swing at this guy so they have this, this golden piece of footage they can sell for, however much money. And then I get sued and lose all my, it's just it's a big joke, man.
Have you ever been close? Has Vanessa had to calm you down and say, okay, it's not worth it, it's not worth it?
I mean, it's gone through my mind, but you just have to always constantly check yourself. I mean, that scenario never plays out well for, for the celebrity getting. I mean, you always hear about guys getting sued, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
Tough, like if you're coming out too and you've got a couple beers in you.
Oh yeah, nice and buzz.
The edge is off, like your guard is down.
Like for me, it's Patron. If I do a shot of Patron, I feel 6'4". Yeah. You can't do that. You can't have that.
You mean you're not 6'4"?
No, I'm sitting way
on the other
down.
side of this board.
We've actually built this studio like the set of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, just so Bert feels like a regular sized person.
It's like Legoland.
Everything in here is just a little bit bigger.
Q100 on the Bert Show with Nick Lachey this morning.
Nick, I'm curious if you plan to be more private about your private life now after sharing your life so much in reality television.
Well, that was the goal. I think the Mexico trip kind of didn't really go along with that plan, but that was certainly not anything we intended. But yeah, I think it's the one thing I have learned is to try and keep some of that for yourself. It's just not, the more you put out there, the more people feel like they're entitled to know, and then there's no turning back from that. So it's important to keep some stuff, just yours.
Vanessa comes to you tomorrow, and she says, MTV has just offered us a stupid amount of money. I mean, a ridiculous amount of money to do a reality TV show. What do you say to her?
She knows what I'd say, and who's to say they haven't already offered that? But it would never happen. She knows it would never happen. It's not even a conversation.
It's $2 million.
It's not even a conversation.
They have offered. I take it.
No, I'm not even saying that. But it's just something you learn in life. It's like that old saying. You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. One time, all right, take your lessons, take your lumps, and you move on with your life. But if I go back there again, I'm just an idiot.
So it was that painful.
It's not that it's that painful. It's all in hindsight. Life is a series of hindsights in my mind, and the only way you learn is through experience. And then but the point is to actually learn, and then the next time around you make a better decision. So I plan on doing that.
Do you still believe in marriage? Will there be a next time around?
I believe in marriage, absolutely. I mean, I know a lot of people who are happily married. My brother being one of them. He's kind of a great example of that. And it takes a lot of work. I think you have to be in the right place in your life, and both people have to have the same perspective. But I absolutely believe that it can work, and it can work well.
What if it's not a live in the house reality show? What if it's dancing? what if you got to dance? Or they make you dance for your money?
I have to say, I also believe in same-sex marriage. I think that could work out well.
And you're looking right at Jeff when you say that.
Yeah, Jeff's looking pretty cute over there in the
I got my special panties on. good day to meet Jeff.
Give us a couple of seconds here. More with Nick Lachey on The Bert Show on Q100. If you want to hang out with Nick Lachey and ask him a question, you can certainly call us up. 404-741-1005, which is weird because we're not even on 100.5 now. We're on 99.7, but the number is still the same. 404-741-1005. More with Nick Lachey on The Bert Show.